తర్వాత వక్త శ్రీ ఎం గిరిధర్ గారు. వీరు గురూజీస్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ టు ద నేషన్ అండ్ ధర్మ. వారి నాన్నగారు మాకు చాలా ఆప్తులు, ఆత్మీయులు కూడా. వారి నాన్నగారే శ్రీకృష్ణ అనేటటువంటి గ్రంథాన్ని గురువు గారి యొక్క ఉపన్యాసాలన్నింటినీ కూడా కృష్ణుడి పైన చెప్పినటువంటి అంశాలన్నింటినీ కూడా సంకలనం చేసి రాశారు. ఆ పుస్తకంలో మనకు పురాణాల్లో కూడా లభించినటువంటి అనేకమైనటువంటి అంశములు గురువుగారు చెప్పారు. వాటిని అంతా కూడా ఒక చోట సంకలనం చేశారు వారి అబ్బాయి గిరిధర్ గారు. వారు ఇప్పుడు గురూజీస్ కంట్రిబ్యూషన్ టు ద నేషన్ అండ్ ధర్మ అనే అంశం పైన మాట్లాడతారు.
శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. At the outset, I would like to thank Radhika for deeming me fit to be present in this august audience, let alone talk on a subject where Guruji has contributed his entire life, a full lifespan of contribution to Dharma and nation. Can I compress it into 15 minutes? Definitely it cannot be done justice to. However, there is a protocol we will follow. I'll try my best to bring out a few aspects which my small life could think of and experience all of them. I must have done something really good, something really great punyam in my previous births, that I was associated with Guruji for 45 years of my life. Right from my childhood, I was part of the first yatra he undertook to South India. From then onwards till his parinirvana, I was blessed by his divine grace, love, and of course, there are many occasions when he has blasted us big time. Each one of it is a blessing to us. In my own humble way, when I observe the span of 45 years, I may try and categorize them under three major phases. This is just a creativity that I am thinking about, but I am sure a lot of you would have observed it. The first phase, if I may call it that way, from the early 70s to the early 80s, the 10-year period was nothing short of spectacular, miraculous period. We saw miracles which no Vittalacharya can even dream of. As children, myself, Velu, Satish, we've all seen some very unbelievable things in our life. Could you imagine a yaksha had attacked one of his niece? The plan was to take her away as a flower. She used to bleed in front of us while we are all talking. This is not some movie that is happening. It is happening for real in front of us. Or for that matter, devil walking in Raghavendra uncle's house with her anklets. Or talk about the devil, the spirits that are there in my house. Or talk about the family which used to come to Guruji during Tirtham in the morning and used to shake violently while he was doing the puja. Nonchalantly used to take a flower and just sprinkle water on them and they used to just fall flat. After the Tirtham, take Tirtham and walk away as if nothing has happened. We have seen some spectacular events in our life. Lot of tantrics, lot of upasaks, yogis, all visited during this phase. That was a phase, I don't know whether I'm right in calling it, but it was more of a nidarshana. For the people who are all bench sitters, who were not committed, they did not know anything about it, about him, about this dharma, they were all shown what it is all about, what he was all about. Yes, Ramanan said miracles, he never did miracles, miracles happened around him. But we have seen miracles which are unbelievable. There was one episode where one of our relatives, she was possessed with some problem, some evil design on her. Guruji was sitting 20 feet away from her and she attacked him. How she attacked, we don't know. Next day morning when I went to Guruji for Tirtham, he showed his right shoulder. Behind his right shoulder there were 4 scratches. 2 of them were fresh with blood even in the morning next. Can you imagine? These are things which we would all seen only in Patala Bhairavi and probably Bahubali. But we have seen it in life. Those are the 10 years of spectacular, miraculous life. Venu will watch for it. Or Satish, all of us youngsters, we were in awe. Every single day we used to get new news of what is happening. That, if I may call it as the darshana, is prove what he was all about. Then comes the second phase. The second phase starts from early 80s, when it was more of his Bodhamsa. There was hardly any Grantha that he had not spoken about. Upanishads, Kathopanishad, Shurikopanishad, Chandogyopanishad, Brihadaranyupanishad, Kenopanishad, you name it, he has spoken about it. Every week there used to be 3 to 4 classes that he used to conduct. And Ravindra is here. He is himself walking library of what Guruji said. Srinivas uncle, Vidya auntie, my father, Dr. Visakhapatnam Garu, Subramaniam was there. So all these people, they were blessed to have listened to him thousands and thousands of hours of speech. That was a time when his knowledge was flowing. Unfortunately, there was no technology then, there were no videos. There are few of them have been recorded in tape recorders. Between Dr. Visakhapatnam uncle and my father, they have documented more than 10,000 pages of Guruji speeches. All of that is available with Radhaka in Supata Foundation. I understand that over a period of time they are going to publish each one of them in phases. 10,000 pages and more. So you can imagine this is what they have captured to the extent they could. He has spoken much more than that. Vidya auntie and Srinivasan uncle also have a big volume where Guruji used to come to their house and she used to do a longhand. That was a period of Bodhamsa. And then he took all of us to several yatras. I mean, I'm sure he continued beyond that as well. But I will just quote one episode which happened in my first yatra in 73-74. In Kumbakonam, we were sitting in a Ramalayam. There was a Brahmin who was playing, he was reading Ramayana. And after the end of the Ramayana Patana, he was playing a flute. Guruji asked us children to go check out where he was because he was nowhere to be seen. Myself, Madhu, and we all ran around and looked for him. He was not found. That night, when we reached Pambam Bridge, Guruji said he was Hanuman who had come to bless us. Such events that have happened is something which I'm sure each one of you has been touched by his grace, by his divine blessings. But that was a phase where it was more of Sudarshan. It was not just giving the darshan of all the tirthas, all the kshetras and people like Hanuman, but he was also giving the darshana of all the granthas, Gita, Upagita, Uddhava Gita. I don't think anything is left out which he has not spoken during that time. And I'm sure Supata will be able to bring them out. Today what you see outside is less than 1% of what Guruji spoke. So that is the volume of knowledge that he has given. And just reading that is enough for Janma Parampara. Then let's come to the third phase, what we call it as a most critical phase that my talk today is all about. It was the phase post-90s, especially after Ramagaru passed away. His complete focus was on Dharma, on nation, and how do we do that? How do we protect this Dharma? I'm sure all of you have seen what he has done in terms of Sivananda Supata, Sivananda Charitable Trust, Supata Foundation, Andhra Music Academy. These are all external manifestations that he has done. But let me go a little behind his thought process, what I understood. He spoke about 3 major events that happened in our Bharatavarsha, which were the reasons for 1,000 and odd years of slavery we have underwent. This country had great avatars, great rishis, munis, tapodharas, whatnot, great Mahajnanis walked this earth. Still, why did our nation live under slavery for more than 1,200-1,300 years? Barbaric slavery. Guruji himself used to raise this question. And who else? Only he could answer it. He answered by saying that these 3 events shaped our destiny. What are those 3 events? First, the insult that was meted out to Mata Parvati during Daksha Yajna. Till then, Rakshasas and Asuras and Suras were fighting around. But this was the first time which happened within the Suras that Shiva was insulted. And Parvati had to immolate herself. We know the story. That is something which has haunted this nation for a long, long time. The second event is the dishonor that Pativrata Draupadi faced in Kuru Mahasabha. She was a Pativrata. So she had no dishonor. If she was disrobed for her Pativratyam, there was nothing going to happen. But yet she sought Lord Krishna's help. Not for protecting herself, but protecting the Dharma and this nation. A woman who was, this is not my interpretation, this is Guruji's interpretation. You will not find it in any granthas. This is what Guruji said. She sought Krishna's help to protect this nation from absolute desolation. That was the second major event. There is a third major event which Guruji referred to. You all know about this character in Mahabharata called Saindhava, Jayadratha. He was responsible for the stopping Pandavas in the Chakravyuha, and we know Abhimanyu died because of that. Now, as a consequence to that, Arjuna, we know that he promised to kill him before the sunset of the next day. Krishna had a different plan to eliminate him. He was one of the big Asuric forces. But unfortunately, Arjuna's promise was there, so he was eliminated. Guruji said, I believe this character was reborn much later after Krishna Niryanam, and he could recollect his previous births. He performed a major Mahayagna. In that yagna, he did a sankalpam that any positive dharmic activity that happens in this country will have atankam, will have some impediments into it. With this sankalpam, he did a yagna. And what did he put in the yagna gundam? He did not put the normal samidal, not the normal sticks. He chopped every part of his own body and burnt it. That means every atom of his body had the sankalpa, and he did a havan of it. That smoke spread the entire globe, and especially in our Bharatavarsha. So we see even now, anybody starting a good deed, all our dharmic forces facing such an amount of problem from the adharmic forces, immediately somebody, so-called pseudo-secularists or God knows leftists, that those are the modern day Rakshasas. In the previous day we had so many others. We always used to face problem in the dharmic movement. This was because of that. Now, what did Guruji respond to it in measure for that? Yes, we all know the physical aspect that he has done. The spiritual aspect is, Venkateshwara Garu spoke about 600 yagnas that he has done. The sankalpam was to do prakshalana of what the Saindhava did. The 600 yagnas that were done from Ladakh to Andamans, from Arunachal to Gujarat, the effect of all these negativity has been cleansed. And mind you, this decision was taken in a place called Vishakha. Our narrative of our dharmic line was going down the road, always facing these impediments, and he has turned it. The Vishakha has turned, the Shakha has turned it. He has turned the destiny of our dharmic discourse completely. That is his major contribution to our dharma. What he has done in all these seminars is completely different. But turning the course of dharmic discourse into positivity, we saw the result in 2015, I don't need to talk about it. The physical contribution also, we know he went to Kashi with Raghvendran uncle, and we know what he has done there, and as a result, we know absolute majority government that we have seen. But behind the scene, what he has done as his spiritual contribution is unbelievable. This is what he has done. He has ensured that the dharmic forces henceforth will not face impediments from the forces of Saindhava. That is the kind of contribution Guruji gave to this nation. There is we all spoke about he's an avatara Purusha. In Purusha Suktam there is a saying which is called Padoscha Viswa Bhutani Tripad Urdhva Udai Purushaha. That means the known aspect of God is only 1/4. 3/4 is unknown, it's much beyond. What we know of Guruji is not even that 1/4. The 3/4 that is beyond us is incomprehensible. After Bhagavan Sri Krishna's avatar, this kind of a tectonic change that has happened in the discourse of Dharma has happened only because of Guruji. Of course, the time that is limitation for us, I cannot go beyond this, but be rest assured, the day when he passed away, or a few days before that, he has assured people very close to him, Moksha and all, I don't care, I am coming back to protect the Dharma again. That was his commitment to the Dharma and this nation. he put Dharma and nation first before anything else. Nobody can even expect moksha unless you have discharged your debt to your nation and to your Dharma. That, my friends, is Guruji. And each one of you here who has seen him, spoken to him, and his eyes fallen on you is blessed. We have seen a Krishna. We have seen Mahashiva here. This doesn't happen in generation. Millennials have passed to see that kind of an avatar here. We are all blessed. And to be able to stand here in front of him, I'm sure he is there watching us. It is a very emotive aspect that I see a chair which is empty, which I've never seen in 45 years of my life. Pranamams Guruji.
ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೊರಡ್ತೇವೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆ
శ్రీ ఎం గిరిధర్ గారు జయేంద్రదేవుని గురించి చెప్పారండి. ఈ దేశంలో విశ్వనాథ సత్యనారాయణ గారిని ఒక మహాత్ముడు ఉండేవారు, గొప్ప రచయిత, కవి, విమర్శకుడు. శ్రీమద్ రామాయణ కల్పవృక్షాన్ని ఈ దేశంలో ప్రతిష్ఠించారు, 1000 పడగలను స్థాపించారు. ఆయన పురాణ వైర గ్రంథమాల అని 12 నవలలు రచించారు. భారతదేశం నిజమైన చరిత్ర చెప్పు. దాంట్లో ఒక విలన్ క్యారెక్టర్ ఒకడే, 12 నవలల్లోనూ ఒకే విలన్ క్యారెక్టర్ ఉంటాడు. అతడి పేరు జయద్రథుడు. వారు గురువు గారి దగ్గరికి వచ్చి చెప్పారు, ఆ నవల రచించేటప్పుడు, అయ్యా నాకు జయద్రథుడు కనిపిస్తున్నాడు, ఏం చేయమంటారు, రాత్రిపూట నిద్ర రావటం లేదు అని చెప్పి గురువు గారితో చెప్పారండి. ఆయన కల్లోకి వస్తున్నాడు, బయట కనిపిస్తున్నాడు అని చెప్పి, అప్పుడు గురువు గారు దానికి పరిష్కారం చెప్పి ఆ జయద్రథుడిని కనిపించకుండా చేశారు. ఇప్పుడు వారు జయద్రథుడిని చెబితే ఈ అంశం గుర్తొచ్చింది. ఇక తర్వాతి వక్త కె వాసుదేవ శర్మ గారు.